In today's tutorial, we're going to explore the workspace of our program Scratch 3.0. So on the top here, we have our menu bars, File and Edit. Over here, we have our file project name displayed. We have 3 tabs on the left here, our code blocks, costumes panel, and sounds panel. In the middle here, we have our big script area. And on the right, we have our stage. Above our stage, we have our green flag and our stop button, which will play and pause our stage animation. Over here, we have the sprite panel, and on the right here, we have our stage panel. Let's first look into our sprite panel. Currently, we only have one sprite, which is the kitty. If we want to delete our kitty, all we have to do is click on that trash can button. We can add more than one sprite by clicking on this Choose a Sprite button. Then we will open up a library of different sprites to choose from. We have animals, people, fantasy, dance, music, sports, food, fashion, and letters. I will choose an apple, and maybe I'll bring in a bear as well. So we have 3 sprites with us. We can also change our backdrop by choosing Choose a Backdrop. I will choose an Arctic. Now that we have a few sprites, we are ready to code. So if we go ahead and look into our code blocks, we have a variety of code blocks to choose from, and they are color coordinated and organized into different sections. If I want to choose a specific code block that I want to use for my script, all I have to do is drag and release it onto my script area. If it's a little bit too small, I can use this plus icon to zoom in, and if it's too big, I can zoom out like that. So once you have your starting block ready, you can mix and match different code blocks to write your script. If you have a block of code that you do not want anymore, then just detach it from the rest of the blocks and release it to the left, then it gets deleted. If you want more than one code blocks to be deleted, just drag the topmost block and release it to the left. To check and see if you are writing your script on the right sprite, all you have to do is check which icon is being displayed on the top right of your script area. Or you can check and see from the sprite panel which sprite gets highlighted. So currently I am scripting on my bear, as you can see on the script area as well. Let's say I have a few blocks of code that I really like, and I want to duplicate it by copy and pasting it onto another sprite. I can do that by dragging and releasing it to another sprite, so when it vibrates, then I can release it. When I go to that sprite, then I can see that the code block that I duplicated is now on that sprite. Now let's move on to our costumes panel. In our costumes panel, sometimes a few of the sprites come with another costume. So this one, our bear is standing up for costume B. Let's go ahead and look at Kitty. Kitty comes with another costume as well. And if we switch between the two, it looks like Kitty is running. Some sprites, however, don't come with another costume like the apple here. But a cool thing that we can do is change the color of the apple using the paint bucket tool. We can also use the erase function to erase part of the sprite, and we can also use the brush tool to paint on it. All the sprites also come with default sounds, so the apple comes with this sound. Let's hear the kitty. And now if we want to add another sound, we can just click Choose a Sound, and it opens up a library of sounds that we can choose from. So you can choose whatever sound you want and add it to our sounds panel. You can also upload a sound of your own from your own computer. Once you are ready with your code and you want to run it, all you have to do is click on the green flag. So click the green flag and see how our code ran. The apple moves 10 steps and says hello for 2 seconds. Now let's talk about the 3 buttons that we have over here. These are the different view formats that we have for our stage. Currently we're on this one, and if we click on the one on the left, the script area gets bigger and our stage gets smaller. If we click on this one, then it shows our stage on full screen. This is really helpful when we are done with our code and we want to see our stage on full screen. To minimize, all you have to do is click on that button again. To save and load our code, we can go to File, Save to your computer, and save it to a designated folder that you want and name it to whatever name you wanted to save it as. To load and open up a project that you already have, just click File, Load from your computer, and choose a file project that you want to open up. So that brings us to the end of our tutorial for this video. You can play around and explore more features the Scratch program has to familiarize yourself with the workspace and advanced features they have. Now for our challenge task. I want you to script a scene where a bear is in the middle of the Arctic and screams, "Ah!" as it thinks to himself, "Huh? Where am I?" So first, to do this, you will need to edit the brown bear into a white bear. Now don't get confused with the polar bear sprite. That is not the one we want to use. We want to use a brown bear and edit it to become a white polar bear. Second, we need to edit the sound so that the bear screams when we play its sound. To make a sprite play its sound, use the Start Sound block from the Sound panel. Lastly, we want to get him to think, "Huh? Where am I?" Now, don't get confused with the Say blocks. Remember, Think blocks show thought bubbles on stage, whereas Say blocks show speech bubbles when the code is running and shown on stage. So have a go and see if you get the answers right. The answer keys are going to be provided, so check out the answer keys once you're done with the challenge task.